Breastfeeding really surprised me, not because it was hard, but because it was a lot of adjustment. There was a lot of things that people don't talk about, and also the good side of breastfeeding. A lot of people talk about the pain, the sacrifice, the exhaustion, but people don't talk enough about the beauty and the quiet moment, in the silence, in the time that you're having with your baby, the adjustment, which by the way comes naturally for certain people, and for some people it does not. No matter the adjustment, it's always going to be a challenge because that's something that you're doing for the first time. I'll be explaining you why breastfeeding can be very challenging, and you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that your body has been strained through birth and then now early postpartum. So again, it's just that your body is broken at this moment, and it is something that you have to learn and that your baby have to learn. When I started breastfeeding, I didn't really have any expectations. In my mind, I was just like, when the milk comes in, everything is just going to flow. But no, it's more than just breastfeeding. It's something spiritual, it's something physical, it's something that's going to just change the course of everything during your postpartum. The truth is, the first week you might feel confusion, loneliness, and just trying to figure it out. Essentially, your body is learning how to make more milk also for the baby as the demand grows. Your baby is learning to latch, which can be painful at the beginning. It's just very uncomfortable. But once your baby has that latch and you get used to the position, because the position also plays a role in the way that they're going to eat. The thing is, also in the early weeks, your baby is going to be aggressively eating. It's like they're constantly hungry, almost like they've never eaten their entire life. So essentially, that's what it is. It's the first time they are eating, and you are the primary source of nutrients. Meanwhile, all of this is happening, baby, between you learning, your hormones are crashing down and it's rebuilding so that you can have a stable baseline, right? So if you are in those early months and you're feeling like, why is it a struggle? Or I feel like some days is harder and some days is lighter, it's okay. You're not failing. It's just the process and it's just an adjustment. Breastfeeding is not always going to be like that. It's just like that right now, and you've got this, I promise you. I'm not going to pretend that at first it's beautiful. No, at first you might have cracked nipples, your nipples may be sore. When your milk comes in, you might feel engorged, and the thing is, you have to really remove milk as much as you can so that you don't get really engorged and it feels like bricks, really hard like rocks. When your milk comes in, my milk came in, it was like the 4th day or the 5th day. No, it was the 4th day. And it really came all of a sudden. One day I woke up and my breasts were just huge, filled with milk. And the thing is, at this stage, your baby just wants to sleep and eat. So sometimes you would just sleep and not wake up, and I'm just left with this milk. So often you will experience leakage. You're just walking around like you are jets. So breastfeeding is challenging at the beginning because you are feeling depleted. And the thing is, the exhaustion is not going to kick in right there and then. It's like when you reach 3-4 months, that's like when, you know, the hormones really just crash down, and then you're going to one day wake up feeling the accumulation of all these days where you've been on survival. Because at first, and I can't explain it, but from the moment when I gave birth, it felt like I was in a bubble. That bubble never bursted, by the way. That bubble is still present, but it felt just very unreal. Now, what I want to say is, at the beginning, you might experience soreness or pain, and if that's the case, you don't have to suffer in silence. They have breastfeeding lactant consultant on the phone, so you can call them. Usually your hospital will give you a number so that you can call them. You can call your pediatrician. They have nurses assistant who you can ask questions regarding that. If they can't answer, they will redirect you, but there is plenty of resources where you don't have to sit there feeling like you are lonely and you don't know what you're doing, or that you are suffering. And it doesn't mean that it won't get better, because it will genuinely get better. It's just, again, just like I said, adjustment. The thing, it is very common in the beginning to just not know. Now, this is the beauty of breastfeeding. Your body adapts, your body learns your baby, and it provides. And very quick. The adjustment doesn't take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. No, from the moment where your milk comes in, as much as you feed your child, your body is going to know how much to produce for your baby and how much calories to give your baby. And as they grow, the calories might increase, but they might still have the same intake of milk. Let's say your baby was a newborn and only took 4 ounces. It is really possible that your baby is 8 months old and still drink 4 ounces, and it's just the calories just increases and the fat component just also increases. And for me, the really important part was that it really gave me a lot of confidence to realize at some point that, wow, my body really knows what to do for my baby. And I take a lot of pride, and I'm very proud of myself for being this far, because my baby is about to be 4 months old and being able to still breastfeed, because the plan is a year old. Now, another side that is really beautiful in terms of breastfeeding is that it's that breastfeeding creates a proximity, a closeness that I can't even explain unless you've lived it. Those quiet nights where it's just you and your baby because your partner is asleep, and you wake up at night and it's only you and him. I can't explain it, but during those moments, during these nights, it just feels like the world is still, the time is not going by. That's why I'm saying it feels like a bubble. You're just like, it's me and my baby. It just feels like it's only you and your baby in this world, genuinely. Now, I will say, I've woken up throughout the night and I'm like, oh Lord, this baby is so hungry. And you're just like giving a breast, and I'm like this. That's okay too, by the way. Now, what is not okay is to be dangerously tired and you are hallucinating and you're not being able to function properly. That's one thing. Me, when I'm saying I'm just like this, I'm very much aware. I'm just like, I need to give it to him so he could go to sleep so I could go back to sleep. When all of this breastfeeding really gave me moments that I needed, and I didn't even know I needed them. I didn't know how much I needed this experience to grow. I didn't know I needed this so much to learn what true love really is, and grace. What is grace? Because I am experiencing grace essentially through the form of my child. Every single day, when I might have times where I'm feeling down or I'm feeling exhausted, and I just look at my child and I'm like, you make it so much worth it. You make me want to live life at its fullest and put my best foot forward so that I can give you the best. Not only the best of me, but that I could give you the best fragments of this life and that you may enjoy it. Now, the thing that's convenient about breastfeeding is that you don't need no bottle, you don't need no formula. You just need your breast and you're good. And there is no measuring, no guessing. You just feed your baby. And that moment is just about comfort, nourishment, and just being present with your child. And you know what I also think is beautiful? Until obviously you're getting to that point of weaning, that connection is always available through breastfeeding. Now, if you stop breastfeeding, it doesn't mean you won't have that connection anymore. But this spiritual connection that happens, it's very much, it makes you feel alive. It makes you feel real. That's what I'm trying to say. While I was breastfeeding, a lot of the time I realized that breastfeeding really makes my nights easier. It makes my life easier. Now, obviously, if I have to run errands and I need to make a bottle and all of that, that might be a little annoying, but my baby won't take a bottle anyway. And I might do a video on if your baby doesn't take a bottle and he is breastfed, what to do. For me, breastfeeding was really this untouched land, and I came with no expectations. And it just really swooped me off my feet and made me realize that motherhood is just so beautiful. The first weeks might definitely be a little tricky, a little adjustment, a little tiredness, but it is so worth it. Breastfeeding really anchored me and gave me a routine, because when everything felt so unfamiliar and I'm not certain of what I'm doing, that proximity with my child made me feel comforted. It really brought me comfort. There might be time where it's almost like my child knows that I need him. It's very interesting, because even on hard days, it reminds me that I am enough for my baby, and that's all that I need. It's very interesting the way that you feel like God entrusted you with this beautiful human being, and you're able to provide. Because to know that you're able to produce milk, keep up with it, keep up with the whole process, and being there for your child, wow, you genuinely feel like super mom, superwoman. And if I'm doing this video is because I just wanted to touch different aspects of breastfeeding, because people don't talk enough about how amazing it is. People have a lot of negative things to say, and that's legitimate. That's their experience, but I'm over here to give you also a different side, not to necessarily encourage you to breastfeed, but to give you the reality, the authenticity. I want to give you my experience. It's 8 p.m. My baby is asleep right now. I don't have perfect lighting. I'm just sitting here and talking to you truthfully. So, if there are main points that you should remember regarding breastfeeding, is that breastfeeding gets easier. Your confidence grows as you keep breastfeeding. It becomes less about making efforts, but it becomes more like a rhythm. It gives you stability. If there is one thing though, is breastfeeding does come with a mental load, which you're constantly needed. You're a source of food for your child. So you might feel overwhelmed, and it's okay, because you can love deeply your child and still feel overwhelmed. It doesn't make you a bad mom. It doesn't make you any less than. It just means that you're human and that you're just going through the wave, the process. Because you can still feel overwhelmed and still be grateful. There is space for the both of it. Again, it's just you're learning something that you've never done before. If you are in the early days right now, wondering if it will ever become natural, trust me, it will. Just give yourself some grace and just be present. Don't let all these thoughts rob you of this beautiful moment that you have with your child. So this was Breastfeeding Unfiltered. This is the side that I'm grateful for and that no one was going to scare me away from.